loss was, we had to get over the public embarrassment of losing at home to Alabama A&M. And I said, that's a hard thing. My wife wanted to go out to New Year's Eve and celebrate and go out to dinner and go out to a movie, and I had no interest in doing that because I was embarrassed about us losing to Alabama A&M, and I know our players, felt the same way. But I said we got to figure out a way to get better from this. And the sad part about the Alabama A&M game is I thought that first 15 minutes of the game is the best that we've ever played. And I said everybody in this room, as far as our team in the locker room, knew we got better during that time before we played Alabama A&M. But because we lost, no one thinks we got any better. And so it was good for our guys to come out and play this way and show themselves and other people that they've made improvements as a basketball team. Now, is New Orleans better than Alabama A&M or vice versa? I don't know, really don't care. All I know is that our guys played well.
Question.
Rick, you did get a lot of looks defensively tonight from them. 1-3-1s, 2-3s, man, full court, all those things. Was this, going into SEC play, was this kind of a good indication of how you guys react to that type of switching and what you guys can work on?
Well, I think that's the beautiful thing about teaching your guys motion. When you teach your guys motion, you really teach them how to play basketball. So anything that comes up, as far as changing defenses, they should be able to adjust to it because you taught them how to be basketball players. So they had some multiple looks, and the thing I think you can't do is you can't bog down your guys with too many sets, too many offensive things that you're trying to do against each different defense. You got to give them a way to play basketball so they have a free-flowing, offensive structure. So I thought our guys did a great job of just going to go play basketball, and that's the beautiful part of motion.
You obviously shot the ball well in every aspect of the game, and I talk about that.
Well, we've been coming in twice a day, and every day. We either, we always practice, but we bring those guys back to shoot free throws or to do something we call Bulldog shooting, which is shooting 2s and 3s, and they get up at least 200 shots each session on that. And with those guys not being in school, we had to make sure we take advantage of getting, some shooting up. And I didn't want our guys to look at it as punishment. I wanted them to look at an opportunity for them to get better. And so now the key to them, I told them, is finding a way to niche out some time, carve out some time once school starts back up to do it on their own, because I know they've got tutors, they got class, they got athletic training facilities, they got all these things they have to do, but they got to find a time to come in and continue to work on their own game and shoot.
Coach Collin he had some adversity even in the game with the technical, got hit in the mouth and everything, but he still played through it.
I think getting hit in the mouth is a good thing every once in a while. So seeing a little blood, on the court and on your face like that kind of wakes everybody up. So, no, Colin played well for us. He's a good basketball player. He really sees the nuances of the motion as far as when to screen, when to cut. He's a good passer. He just got a feel for basketball, and it really helps us out on the offensive end. The biggest reason why Colin is playing more, though, he's adjusted to the defensive end. Beforehand, he was a bad defensive player, and he really wasn't doing some of the things that we needed to get done for us to be a good defensive team. And now he's really made strides on the defensive end, and so we feel now he's viable on both ends, on the offensive end and the defensive end. So it's really helped our team.
Was tonight really the epitome of how you can show that your guys, the defensive end, can really generate the momentum you're looking for?
No question about it. I have the stats in front of me, but I don't want to look right now. But I think we had they only had 7 assists, and we forced them into 23 turnovers. And I thought our guys were just really active. And once you force 23 turnovers, it gives you a chance to go out and play transition basketball. And I don't care what team you are, you always play better in transition because you're playing advantage basketball and you're not playing against a set defense. And that's what we want. We want our guys to get out and play in the open court, play full court basketball, and have some chances to play against where the defense is not set.
You obviously don't have all the pieces or everything you want, but going off of this game, were you trying to work on here before you play South Carolina, and just, I'm sure you maybe don't even have to necessarily communicate to them just how much tougher things are about to get?
Well, I think the one thing that we want to do is just trying to emphasize to our guys and not worry about the opponent as much as us getting better. obviously the opponent's gonna change. Some guys are gonna play defense a little, different than the others. Some guys are gonna pressure, some guys are gonna pack it in and things like that. It really doesn't matter, if we become better basketball players and become a better team, then no matter who we're playing against, like, we're gonna become a better basketball team. So, to me, like, yeah, SEC play is gonna start and teams are gonna get tougher and people are gonna play. But if you haven't become better in your non-conference, what does it really matter? Like, we wanna go out and continue to improve and get better. That's the most important thing.
So when you talked about the public embarrassment of the A&M loss, how did you treat the players? What did you do, to try and get their heads straight?
Well, we sat down and we talked about it. I said, I think we gotta let it out. Hey, it's a situation where I could've came in there like and just like been upset with them and put them through the rigors and practice and things like that. But that's not what our team needed. Like, our team played really good for the first 15 minutes of that ball game. And then it was a situation where we had a scoring drought. And when you had that scoring drought, guys start reverting back to their bad habits and doing some things they shouldn't be doing on the offensive end. Because the bottom line is, no matter how bad you're playing offensively, if you continue to get stops, the score doesn't change. We were up 15 points. If we continue to get stops, and not turn the basketball over, we're still going to be up 15 points. So we got to have that mindset when we have those scoring droughts. And we're going to have some of those scoring droughts. It's college basketball. If you look at what's going on in college basketball, it's hard to score. Now, whether that's because, like, guys are not, working on a skill level, the defenses are getting better, it's more physical, I don't know. It's probably a whole bunch of different things. But the bottom line is, like, you look at the games and look at the scores in college basketball, everybody's going through these droughts. And now we got to try to figure out a way to fight through those things and not just hang our hat because we haven't scored in 3 minutes or we haven't scored in 4 minutes. And so now let's keep playing defense and keep grinding and finding a way to win the basketball game.
You may have hit on this, well, a lot of us were gone in Jacksonville, but just have you been able to talk to Wendell about his future, and has anything been decided there?
No, nothing's been decided yet on that. I think first and foremost, like, Wendell's got to continue to talk to his family and talk to his support group and figure out what he wants to do. Because to me, like, the decision is in his hands. I've offered the opportunity for him to come back on the basketball team because I think it's what's best for him. Not just on the basketball court, but off the court too. It gives him a chance to come back and graduate and things like that. But Wendell's got to do what he thinks is best for him, and in order for him to do that, he's got to sit down and talk to the support group. I think, you would like to say that, like, Wendell is going to do that because he likes being in the program, he likes being a Mississippi State Bulldog, he likes some of the things that we're doing, but he may not, and so, like, he just had to make sure that he's all in with the basketball program if he wants to come back and truly do that.
In game 2 back, has Jalen met your expectations, exceeded your expectations in terms of rust as what you were expecting after such a long layoff?
Yeah, maybe I'm different, but I don't have expectations like that. I just, I wanted to come out and, play basketball, and
Did he seem like himself? Is, I guess, maybe the better question, or are we not there yet?
I only coached him a few games before he got hurt, so. I mean, the thing he does for us is, like, he's a threat.
Right.
And that's what we need. We need somebody who's out there as a threat because we have some guys like Gavin now. Like, Gavin is scoring in the paint. And so if, like, Jalen Steele is out there now, people are not going to come double off of Jalen Steele because he can shoot the basketball. So that gives Gavin Ware more space to operate in the paint. A guy like Craig Sword, who can penetrate. Like, now the lanes open up a little bit more because you have Jalen Steele out there. So I just think he helps our team because he can shoot the basketball. He's a threat. Well, he's a good basketball player too. He's not just a shooter.
You mentioned the scoring drought against A&M, and tonight up big and beginning the second half, and New Orleans went on a little bit of a run, not a long one. But then you called our timeout, brought him over, and I think after that 17-0 run for you guys, was that one of those moments where it was either about to go the way it did against A&M, or happy to see him come back and do what you want?
Yeah, I called that timeout. It had nothing to do with, like, X's and O's and things like that. I actually showed him the clipboard and said, like, there's nothing I'm going to put on this clipboard that's going to help you here. I said, we're back to, like, this situation with Alabama A&M. Like, now we're going to just go out here and start playing bad basketball, let these guys back into the game and give them some life. Or we're going to go out and play the way that we know we can play. And more importantly, like, just continue to grind and get stops. If we do that, then we'll take that life away from them and we'll kind of run away with this. But if you continue to play the way you're playing right now, I said, you're gonna give them life and it's gonna become a hard basketball game.
Not to harp the Wendell issue, but in terms of rules, did he play too much this year to qualify for a medical?
No, he can still have a medical red shirt.
For next year?
Yeah, I wouldn't even brought it up if that was the case,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, no, he can still have a medical red shirt.
I think the first time I saw you smile, Mike, was Roquez's wild shot there at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, Rockwest. Yeah, we had a couple of those go in where it just said the shot clock is running down and kind of two-hand push shot up at the rim and those go in. Like, I can't say that we practiced those, but, you know, unfortunately they went in. And really in a situation like that, you just want to get it up on the rim so now you have a chance to get an offensive rebound or a loose ball. But, you know, if you at least don't get it up on the rim, then obviously it's a shot clock violation. So in those situations where you don't have offense and things are running down, at least get it up, attempt up and get it on the rim.
Do you ever tell Baxter to shoot when he comes into the game?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Baxter shoots in practice. So, but we come to the game, you know, it's hard because he gets the ball and the whole crowd is yelling, shoot it, and he's trying to do the right things. And, you know, like, if Baxter would have took a shot, like, I wouldn't have had any problem with it at all. We actually, you know, one of those zone opportunities, they told him we got to come up and flare for him and for him to shoot it when he got it. But, you know, he got it. He saw the guy rush out to him. He penetrated into the lane and actually got an assist to Tyson on it. So he made the right basketball play as far as like what he did, but we're not telling him not to shoot.
Just when you look back from game one to now, and obviously you're trying to install things and everything, are you about where you expected just as far as offensive, defensively, these guys understanding the system?
Yeah, that word expected keeps coming up. And I mean, I don't know like what that is. I think you have to coach to the strengths and weaknesses of your team.
Are you happy with the progress?
I'm happy that our guys are getting better. I don't think we're where we need to be at, you know, because I thought we were so far behind from the beginning, you know. But like, are we where we're supposed to be at? No, we're not there yet. But I'm pleased with the way our guys are continuing to progress, not just as a team, but as individually too. You know, like we're trying to get our guys, because at the end of the day, you know, like if our guys get better individually, then our team gets better. Because you know, I can draw up whatever I want to draw up. I can't draw up something where the other team slips on a banana peel and they fall down and you get a chance to go lay it in. You know, like teams are going to try, they're going to play defense. You're going to have to make an individual play. Now, once you make that individual play, do you have the savvy and unselfish enough to like, you know, is this a good shot or should I penetrate and kick out to a guy for an open shot or make the extra pass?
Are you a wipe the slate clean type of guy where this is now a second season, you're now 0-0, or?
No, the record's still there. Yeah.
I think I saw that banana play in Hoosiers.